Hey everybody, today we are going to walk through the process to become a Stellar Quest user. Stellar Quest Quester? I'll get back to you on that. The first thing we're going to do is sign up on the website, quest.stellar.org. Now that I've said that, I'm actually going to use this staging site so that I don't fill the database with like dummy accounts and stuff like that. But the process on the live website should be identical to what we'll see here. So we're going to click sign up. I'm going to put my first name, the country of residence. I'm going to state my citizenship. I'm going to confirm that I don't reside in these places. I'm going to connect Albedo, and this is just an actual public Stellar account that we'll be using to collect our badges and everything like that. And this doesn't have to be, you don't have to use your own lumens to do any of the quests. This is just a place for your badges to land and to connect to your account. So we're going to use this one and we're going to confirm it. I'm going to use my password. And we're also going to connect to Discord to authenticate us as an actual user. I authorize it, and we are back here. We click sign up, and then we are ready to play. This takes us to the play screen where we can select which quests we want to do. First, I'm going to take you to the profile, and this is where we would provide our KYC information, our tax form information, and when we're playing just on the testnet and we're just getting the badges, none of these really need to be accomplished, but if there are real life lumens on the line, then we do need to collect that information. So we'll go back to play, and we're going to click on the very first quest. And to give you kind of a lay of the land, we have these resources over here that provide links and resources to this specific quest, the developer documentation for the specific operation we need to use this to accomplish this task, the Stellar Laboratory, and a YouTube video that Tyler put together a while back to do the same kinds of things that we're talking about today. And down here are tools, developer docs, the lab, Stellar Expert, and the SDK docs for JavaScript if you want to use any of those. And these links are going to be the same for each and every quest. From Series 1 through Series 4, these are always the same tools that are listed. We're going to click play, and we get our clue. For this quest, it's a public key and a private key. And it's actually going to be the same clue for all of the following quests within Series 1. We're using one account that we are, throughout the course of the different quests, putting into a specific state that accomplishes the goals and tasks that we're trying to do. So our task is to create the account with 1,000 lumens on the testnet. And I'm going to be using Laboratory for this. I've got my own scripts here that I've written for the different quests over time, but most often people during the live quests will actually use the Laboratory, and especially for first-time people who are maybe not as familiar with scripting and don't know much Python or JavaScript or whatever, Lab is almost always where people begin this journey, at least. So I'm going to begin by exploring the endpoint. We can see that the single account we have doesn't exist, 404 error. So what we need to do is actually, before we can create our quest account, we have to create a dummy account. So we're just going to generate a key pair, and we're going to fund it on the testnet. Now we're going to use this account to build a transaction, fetch the next sequence number, and the operation we're going to use is create an account. And the destination we're going to get from right here. It's our public key, and the starting balance is 1,000 lumens. Now we're going to sign it in the transaction signer. We're using this secret key. Paste it here. Submit in the transaction submitter, and we can submit the transaction. If all goes according to plan, we will have a successful transaction, and we can verify here, and the solution should show us that we can claim a badge. Excellent, we did it. Congratulations, everybody. So we're going to claim the award, which is the way that we get the badges. This is on testnet still because we're on this staging site. So we're going to confirm using our account, and we're going to proceed with the partially signed transaction. It's claiming, 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 and we claimed it. We can see that our Albedo account now has SQ0101. We have successfully done it. Congratulations, way to go. You rock. Now, I also wanted to, Quest 1 is pretty basic, so I wanted to give you a little extra walkthrough of some other more complicated quests. So let's go to Series 2 and we'll try Challenge 6. Storing stateful data on the Stellar blockchain isn't free. Everything from data attributes, trust lines, and offers all the way down to just creating an account all increase the minimum balance, there's a link there, to the account in question. Up until Protocol 15, this minimum balance had to be paid for by the account itself, which often makes sense. However, there are instances where it would be more convenient or even essential for these fees to be staked by some other account, a sponsor account. In this challenge, your task is to create a brand new 0XLM balance account with the absolute minimum balance sponsored by your account. We can click play and we'll get, we're in Series 2, so this is a different quest, a different public address. So what we're actually going to do is create that account on the network. On the testnet, we'll get some testnet lumens for our Quest account. So we're going to build the transaction using our Quest account as a source account. We're going to get the next sequence number, and the first operation we need is begin sponsoring future reserves. The sponsored ID is going to be not our Quest account, but we're going to generate another account, and we only need the public key for that. We're going to add an operation, and we're going to create the account, same account, with a starting balance of 0. Now, if we tried this, it would fail because every begin sponsoring future reserves operation needs a matching end sponsoring future reserves operation. So we're going to add another one, and it's going to be end sponsoring review future reserves. I'm going to check the documentation. Terminates the current is sponsoring, in which the source account is sponsored. So the source account for this one is actually going to be our dummy, it's actually going to be this same account, but we're going to have to add a signature for that. We will sign in the transaction signer. We'll need our Quest account's secret key. And then we also need this account that we made a little bit ago, that we are making actually right now. And we'll add that signature here too. We'll submit, and if it all goes to plan, we will have a successfully submitted transaction. Now let's verify. Perfect. Now, I can't claim this right now because of testnet reset things, but we would claim the award just like we did in the previous quest. So let's go to Series 3 now. We're just tearing through these. You guys are doing great. And we'll do Challenge 4. So you probably saw this one coming considering the previous quest, but today's challenge is to add a signer and then submit to the network, is to add as a signer and then submit to the network a pre-authorized transaction, the last of the signer types accepted for submitting transactions to the network. Pre-authorized transactions are a fantastic way to get around the somewhat cumbersome issue of multi-sig coordination. Just add a transaction hash as a signer to your account and then pass along that XDR to any other signers for additional signing or final submission. Simple yet smart. A smart contract. And just another great tool in your ever-expanding tool belt of experience as a Stellar developer. So let's click play and see if we can accomplish this one. So we're going to copy this. The first thing we'll need to do is actually generate is fund this account on the testnet. Again, it's a new series, a new Quest account. So let's see what our transaction is gonna be. So we'll make a simple manage data operation for our pre-authorized transaction. So we're going to fetch the next sequence number, but we're going to increase that by 1. We're going to remove. This is now going to be a manage data. Name can be hello, entry can be world. We don't need a source account there. Now we're going to copy this hash, and we're actually going to build another transaction with the correct sequence number. It's going to be set options, and we're going to add a signer. Is going to be a pre-authorized transaction. The hash, the signer weight will be 1, and we're actually going to sign and submit this transaction. Submitting it, submit the transaction, and this is just adding the signer, the pre-authorized transaction, because someday we're really going to want the Hello World managed data operation to go onto the ledger. So if we explore the accounts now, copy this, accounts, we can see we have an added signer here, which is a pre-auth transaction. So if we go back to our transaction builder, we're going to clear the contents. We're going to paste that. We're going to do our transaction sequence number, which has to be the same. If this were different, the whole thing would fail. Manage data, hello world. We're just making the same exact transaction as before. Only this time, we're not going to sign it. So we're going to copy it. We're going to submit to the network, and because we have pre-authorized it, the transaction has succeeded. Now if we go back and look at our account again, we see that our hello world data is there and the signer is gone. The pre-authorized transaction has been used up, so now it is no longer there. If we verify this, with any luck, we have completed the quest successfully. So we've gone through a bunch of stuff here, a bunch of different quests, a bunch of different series, a bunch of different things that we could use, that we could come in contact with throughout Stellar Quest. And that's where I'll leave it for today. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what questions you have, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.